Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the session of BEE. In the previous session, we have discussed about the half wave rectified value, RMS value of half wave rectified waveform. This one, that is, I'm getting Im by 2. Then we have started the average value. Also, we have discussed the different methods to find the average value, like mid-ordinate method and analytical method or method of integration. And we have one simple equation of average value that you can see. I average is equal to 1 upon t integration 0 to t I into dt. By using this equation, next we have found the average value of sinusoidal current, that we are getting 2 Im upon pi, or it is 0.637 into Im, right? And then average value of half wave rectified current that we have discussed, and that is we have Im upon pi. I average is equal to Im by pi. Okay. Then after we have started the different forms of sinusoidal equations, and we have seen these 4 different forms: Em sin theta, Em sin omega t, Em sin 2 pi ft, and Em sin 2 pi upon capital T into t, small t. Also, how we can use these equations, that also we have seen from this example. Okay. And then after we have started the important relations, normally we are using it in calculation of numericals. Okay. Small equations are there that normally we are using, and 2 different relations we already have completed, like relation in between frequency and time period. So you can remember these 2 equations: t is equal to 1 by f, or f is equal to 1 by t. And the second one is the relation between frequency and angular velocity. Frequency f and angular velocity is omega. So omega equal to 2 pi f. Today we will start with our third important relation. Then after we will see the form factor and peak factor. And finally, we will solve the numerical based on RMS value, average value, and form factor and peak factor. Okay, so third relation is relation in between frequency, speed, and number of poles. Frequency, speed, and number of poles. So basically, when we are talking about relation in between frequency, speed, and number of poles, it is dealing with the rotating machine. Okay, it is generally dealing with the rotating machine. So here you can see the example is given for the alternator. Alternator or generator is the rotating machine, we can say. So in an alternator, one cycle of voltage waveform is completed when conductors move past a pair of N and S pole. So different types of alternators are there. We are not going in depth in that. 2-pole machine is there, 4-pole machine is there, 6-pole machines are there, right? So right now here you can see N and S pole means 2 pole is given, 1 pole pair is given, right? So capital P is total number of poles, small p is number of pole pairs. That means if we have total number of poles are 2, then the number of pole pairs are 1. 2 poles are there, N and S. So combinedly it is 1 pole pair. N is speed of rotor in revolution per minute, that is RPM. and small n is speed of rotor in revolution per second, that is rps. rps. Rotor and stator is a part of rotating machine. Okay, for example, if you remember this diagram, here we can say this outer body is the stator, this one, and this is the rotor. Okay, this is rotating part is known as rotor. So this is in rpm, and small n is the speed in rps, rotation per second, and f is the frequency. Then, as I told you, p is 2 times of pole pair, and the relation in between n and small n, that is rpm and rps, n is equal to 60 times of small n, because it is in per minute and this is in per second, and we know we have in 1 minute 60 seconds, so you can write like this: n is equal to 60 times of n. Frequency is equal to number of cycle per second. Number of cycle per second means number of cycle per revolution into revolutions per second, but number of cycles per revolution is equal to number of pole pairs in one cycle. Okay, when, let me tell you one thing. When we are just when I'm using the word pole, then you have to think individual, either n or s. But when we are talking about pole pairs, that means you have to just imagine the combined n and s poles. Okay, so it's completed when the conductors move past a pair of n and s poles, and revolution per second is equal to revolutions per minute divided by 60. You have to just remember this equation, because this is totally the concept of machine that is not required at this moment. So just remember this equation: frequency f is equal to pn by 120. F is equal to pn upon 120, where p is number of poles, n is speed in rpm, rotation per minute, divided by 150. So here from this relation we can conclude that my frequency is directly proportional to the speed. Frequency is directly proportional to the speed. So if you are just increasing the speed of any rotating machine, then corresponding frequency of supply is also, in frequency of input is also going to be increased, right? So this is our third relation in between frequency, pole, and speed. Next is two very important definitions, that is form factor and peak factor. We'll see it one by one. So first is form factor. Now what happened, in certain cases it is convenient to have calculations at first upon the mean value of alternating quantity over a half period, right? Because we know we are not getting the mean value in case of AC for full cycle if it is symmetrical. Therefore, it is necessary to have some means of connecting this average or mean value with its effective or RMS value. Okay, so this is the form, means this is the factor by which we can relate both these things together by this definition. Form factor is defined as ratio of RMS value to the average value of alternating quantity. RMS value to the average value of alternating quantity. That means we can write form factor is equal to RMS upon average. Suppose I am taking the quantity is voltage, then RMS value of voltage can be write like this 0.707. Here we are talking about sinusoidal waveform. 0.707 into Vm maximum value divided by average value is 0.637. We have already completed this into Vm. Vm cancel. What I'm getting over here 0.707 divided by 0.637 is 1.11. 1.11. The same thing you can find for current as well. 0.707 into Im upon 0.637 into Im. Then again you will get it 1.11. That is the form factor. So by using this form factor, particularly for sinusoidal waveform, you can, if you know the form factor, you can directly find out the peak value, RMS value, right? Average value, because it is the relation in between this. So you have to remember this definition: RMS upon average is equal to form factor. Next is crest factor, peak factor, or amplitude factor. You need to know all these name because definition can be asked by any of this name. Suppose you know about peak factor only, but you don't know the name of this amplitude factor or crest factor. It is also known as by these two names, right? So definition is same for all. So first of all, knowledge of the peak factor of an alternating voltage is very essential in connection with the determining the dielectric strength. Okay, because the dielectric stress developed in any insulating material is proportional to the maximum value of voltage applied to it. You can take any cable, any wire, and you can find one insulation level on that, and that insulation is having its own dielectric strength. Okay, it can withstand certain level of voltage. Okay, so if you have some idea about the peak factor specifically for this AC voltage, okay, then you can easily determine this dielectric strength of that particular cable. So let us see the definition. Again, it is the ratio. Crest factor is defined as ratio of peak value to the RMS value of alternating quantity. Now don't be confused. Here it is RMS upon average. Form factor is RMS upon average. And this is peak upon RMS. Ratio of peak value to the RMS value. Peak value is Im, maximum value. RMS value is 0.707 Im. So what you are getting? 1.41. 1.414. This will be your peak factor value for sinusoidal waveform. This is true only for sinusoidal waveform. Remember this. Similarly, this 1.1 is also true for sinusoidal waveform only. Okay. Same thing we can find for voltage also. Here you just have to replace Vm, and here it is 0.707 into Vm. Again you are getting the same thing. So normally RMS value of the voltage is specified, and if we have the peak factor, you can easily calculate the maximum value, right? So these two definitions you have to be remember. RMS upon average means what? Form factor. And peak value upon RMS value means what? Peak factor, amplitude factor, or crest factor. Now let us solve one numerical. All of you read out the data. An alternating current of frequency 50 Hz has peak value of 100 ampere. Write down the equation for its instantaneous value. Also find time taken to reach at 80 ampere for the first time. One alternating current waveform is given, which is having the frequency is 50 Hz. Peak value is mentioned 100 ampere, and first of all we have to write the equation for instantaneous value, and then we have to find the time taken to reach 80 ampere for the first time. So my first question to all of you, what do you mean by this 80 ampere? Which current it is? Anyone? Can you please repeat the question? Okay. Here, two values of currents are given. One is 100 ampere and second one is 80 ampere. Now for 100 ampere already it is mentioned that it is peak value. Okay. So you can take it as a maximum value. But what is 80 ampere? Now read out this line carefully. Here it is written that also find the time taken to reach 80 ampere. So first of all, I'm drawing one waveform over here so that you are getting the idea. Okay, this is one waveform and the maximum value is 100. That means somewhere over here I'm getting 100 ampere. Okay, this is, let us take 100. Now find the time taken to reach 80 ampere. So if it is 100 over here, so somewhere at this point it is 80 ampere. Okay, over here it is 80 ampere. Now we have to find the time of this particular instant. So can I say it is instantaneous value? Very good. I'm getting one only answer, that is from Viswajit. Keep it up. So yes, this is the instantaneous value, right? So two currents are given, small I and Im. So first of all, we have to find the equation of instantaneous value. All of you know about equation. I is equal to Im into sine. Now either you can take theta or you can take omega t or you can take 2 pi ft. We have four different forms of instantaneous equation. You have to choose your equation accordingly the given data. These are the data which is given. So first of all, tell me your instantaneous equation. I am waiting for your response. This is the general form and these are the given data. I don't think so that you are not getting the answer because it is very easy. Hundred sine 100 pi t. Okay, you can also put pi equal to 3.14. Yes, so that is correct answer. So first of all, this is my general form. I is equal to Im sine omega t. Then we know omega is what? 2 pi f, because we have to convert it omega equal to 2 pi f because frequency is given. If you can write 2 pi f over here and frequency is given 50 hertz. So it is 100 pi. Pi is 3.14. So I'm getting 314. So omega is what? 314. Directly put over here. And Im is 100. Maximum value is already given. So this will be my answer. I is equal to 100 sine 314 t. Getting? Now second, what we have to find? Time taken to reach 80 ampere. So next what we have to do? Equation is already we are getting, and we have to find this t. Small t is unknown. Small I is already given. Instantaneous value is given 80 ampere. So you can just put the value 80 is equal to 100 sine 314 t. Take t on one side, solve it, and tell me what you are getting for time t. Tell me your answer. 1.11. No. Janil, your answer is not correct. Okay, let us see it. So first of all, you can take this 100 on this side. So 80 by 100. Then 80 by 100 also take sine on this side. So what we are getting, sine inverse 80 upon 100 is equal to what? 314 into time t. But we have to find t, so you can also take 1 upon 314 on this side. Okay, this will give you the t. So much simple equation you can see. Just you have to simplify it. Calculate, use your calculator and tell me the answer. 0.169. Okay, so let us see where you have done the mistake. So t is equal to, as I told you, 1 upon 314 sine inverse 80 upon 100. Okay, now sine inverse of 80 by 100 is 53.13 degree. So first of all, you have to convert this degree into radian. So you will get like this. Convert this 53.13 degree into the radian. So it will be 0.9268. And then if you simplify it, you will get 0.00295 second. This will be your answer. Let us solve one more. Okay, it is to find RMS value and average value. We will come at this numerical later. First of all, let me discuss about very simple numerical. You can see over here. A certain waveform has form factor of 1.2 and peak factor 1.5. If maximum value is 100, then find RMS value and average value. Can you able to find? Just now we have seen form factor and peak factor. Form factor is RMS value upon average value, and peak factor is maximum value or peak value upon RMS value. Okay, I am getting one answer. RMS is equal to 66.67. Okay, so first of all, you have to use this relation peak factor. Peak factor is equal to maximum by RMS. Maximum upon RMS. Maximum value is given 100 and RMS we have to find. Okay, this is we have to find. So we can write RMS value is equal to 100 divided by peak factor. 100 divided by peak factor is what? It is given 1.5. That is 66.66. Ready? Yes. Now RMS value is there and form factor is there. So all of you can find the average value because it is the relation in between RMS and average. Form factor is equal to RMS upon average. So average value is given by RMS, that is 66.66 or 67 divided by form factor. Form factor is 1.2. So what is your answer? 55.55. Okay, so here you can see the solution. Certain waveform. Just we have used these two relations. That's it. So sometimes this type of numerical is available in 1 mark or 3 mark, right? So you must know about the equations. Let us do one more. Read the data. A wave can be represented as I is equal to 100 into e raised to minus 200 into t. I is equal to 100 e raised to minus 200 into t. The time period of the waveform is 0.05 second. Find the average and RMS value. So first of all, we have to find the average and RMS value of the waveform, which is given like this. So it is nothing but we can say one instantaneous value equation is given. It is in exponential form. All of you know about the average values equation, whatever we have derived. I average is integration 1 upon t integration 0 to t I into dt. All of you know about this equation. I average is equal to 1 upon t integration 0 to t I into dt. Now what you have to do, t is given or not? Time period of wave is given 0.05. So you have to just put capital T is what? 0.05. Okay. I, small I, put down this value 100 into e raised to minus 200t, and then integrate it and tell me what you are getting. Sorry, mic is off. Yes, but now you can see. See, this is our equation. I am just putting 1 upon t means 1 upon 0.05 integration 0 to 0.05, and instead of I it is 100 e raised to minus 200 into t. Now 100 is constant, so it is written outside of integration 100 divided by 0.05 as it is. Now integration of e raised to minus 200 into t. How we can write this? Suppose this type of term is given, integration of e raised to minus at into dt. So you can write like this, e raised to minus at upon whatever constant is there minus a divided. Okay, that means 1 minute, 100 upon, is it 10? No, it is not 100 upon 0.05. Don't forget here minus 2 is also there. So you have to take 100 upon 0.05 into minus 2. Sorry, not 100, minus 200 over here, right? Already you can see this 0 is cancelled out. Still 2 is remaining. So you can take 1 upon 0.05 divided by minus 2. Getting? Okay. So I'm just applying this formula over here. So I'm getting e raised to minus 200 into t, 0 to 0.05 divided by minus 200 according to this formula. If you put 0.05 over here, you will get e raised to minus 10 and then 0, then e raised to 0. E raised to minus 10 is 0. You can calculate it by using your scientific calci. E raised to 0 is 1. So I'm getting 10. Then second we have to find the RMS value. I hope now you all can calculate it. I'm just writing the equation of RMS value. On this side, first of all, I'm taking the square so that up to the end you do not have to write the terms into the square root, right? 1 upon t integration 0 to t I square into dt. This is the RMS values equation. If you see IRMS, if you remember it, then it is square root 1 upon t integration 0 to t I square into dt. Is it? Instead of square root, I have written the square over here. Same process you have to do. Put t equal to 0.05 and I is equal to 100 into e raised to minus 200t. But here you have to take the square of this term. Okay? Tell me your answer. 2.236. Vishwajit, I think a slight mistake is there. Answer is not 2.236, but it is 22.36. Okay, here you can see the solution is given. Average value is equal to, already I told you about up to this. Now RMS value square is 1 upon 0.05, integration 0 to 0.05. Then I square, I is given over here, 100 e raised to minus 200t whole square. Take this 100 square outside, so it will be 10,000 divided by 0.05. Then if you do integration of e raised to minus 400 into t, okay, then it will be e raised to minus 400 into t divided by minus 400. Okay, then if you do the simplification, you will get it 500, but this is the square. We require the RMS value, so square root on this side, and it will be 22.36 ampere. Getting everyone? Okay, so now tell me, if this kind of examples are there, can you able to do it? I think only one student is learning out of the 19. So no one is responding except one. Then let me just do one thing. Next time onwards, whenever such numericals are there, okay, I will ask randomly to any student to share your answer. And if you are not calculating, I'm just leaving from the, I'm just remove from the meeting to that student. Okay. Next time onwards, we will do like this. Then only I'm getting some response. Otherwise, it will look like this only. Okay, now again come to this numerical. Here in this numerical, we have to find RMS value, the average value, and form factor of resultant current in wire. Okay, so this wire carries simultaneously a direct current of 5 ampere, e raised to minus 10 is 0. See, I will tell you the value of e raised to minus 10. E raised to minus 10 is given by 0.00004. Okay, so it is very, very small. Yes, so one wire is there which is carrying simultaneously direct current of 5 ampere and sinusoidal current with an amplitude of 5 ampere. Okay, so we have to find RMS value in this case, average value as well as form factor. So I think we can able to do the average value at least. So first of all, anyone can give me the value of resultant current, because one wire is carrying both the current 5 ampere DC plus 5 ampere AC. So how can we write the resultant equation? Can I write like this? 5 DC plus AC, how we can represent? Maximum value into sine theta. Yes or no? 5 plus 5 sine theta. So I is equal to, take 5 common, I am getting 1 plus sine theta. Okay. Now if you do directly, if you use this value in order to getting I average, okay, then we are getting 1 upon T integration 0 to T. You can take T is equal to 1 upon T is equal to 2 pi I into d theta. And in case of RMS value, you have to take the square of this current. Okay, so I'm taking square like this, and then we are using it. So here you can see this is for RMS value, but as I told you, right now we have 3 or 4 minutes, so we can do it. We can do the average value 1 upon 2 pi. As I told you, you have to take T is equal to 2 pi. Okay, so 1 upon T means 1 upon 2 pi integration 0 to T, that is 0 to 2 pi I into d theta. But I is what? 5 in bracket 1 plus sine theta. 5 is constant, so I'm just writing over here. Now integration, apply the integration to both these terms. So what I'm getting? Integration 0 to 2 pi 1 into d theta plus integration of 0 to 2 pi sine theta into d theta. So here I'm what getting integration of d theta is theta only, and limit is 0 to 2 pi. And here integration of sine is minus cos. And here it is 0 to 2 pi. Right? So for the first term I'm getting 2 pi only, and for second term it is minus 1 plus 1. Right? Because if you put cos 0 is 1, cos 2 pi is also 1, so this will be my answer. Getting everyone? So many times I told you that you have to remember its generalized equation, then it will be very easy to find each and every value. All of you can try the RMS value by yourself. You just have to put this equation and you can just expand this x plus y whole square, x square plus y square plus 2xy. Okay. Then whenever you are getting sine square theta, you know what you have to put, because for sine square theta already uh, we have used the relation in the derivation. Okay. Otherwise, next time we will do it. Everyone, you can find the attendance link into the chat box. Now let me just give you the highlight of today's session, what we have completed. So today we have started with so today we are just completed the form factor, peak factor relation in between frequency, speed, and number of poles. And then we have solved the numericals based on form factor, peak factor, RMS value, average value, right? Next time we will solve one or two more numericals so that you will get the clear cut idea. I got 16 responses. So those who have still not responded, they can just do it. Okay, everyone, thank you for attending this session. I'm going to end the meeting now.